What's happening, people? It's your boy, Watch with Ba. We are here, episode 3. Yes, sir. Alright, so my man sent me this clip. It's about the transgender person who just won the females national swimming competition. This transgender person went from being a male to being a female. From what I'm told, they were ranked very low in the males, and then got to the females and won the national championship, number 1. So let's get into it. Let's see what it is, man.
University of Pennsylvania swimmer Lia Thomas taking first place in the NCAA 500-yard freestyle. She is the first transgender athlete to be crowned NCAA champion, but not without controversy, because critics say she has an unfair physical advantage over the other swimmers and should not have been allowed to compete. Now, second place went to University of Virginia swimmer Emma Wyant, who won a silver medal in last year's Tokyo Olympics. She's getting an outpouring of support on social media, with some calling her the true winner. And we saw, Lauren, at that medal ceremony, the crowd was virtually silent when Lia Thomas was announced the winner, the first place winner, and yet they went crazy cheering for the second place
because
winner.
Lia Thomas went through puberty, right? As a boy, she has bigger lungs, bigger arms, bigger hands, and now she's competing against women who don't have that physically. So they viewed the second place winner, Emma.
Yo, I mean, what she just said, it's kind of true, man. I mean, yo, you went through puberty as a boy, so your lungs bigger, hands bigger. I mean, and in swimming, I would think your hands being bigger actually is an advantage. Also, the lungs. So, I don't know. It doesn't seem fair right now. I don't know.
Wyant as the first place winner. I think this is a major issue for so many athletes, so many parents out there who are raising athletes, because the rules of the game are changing and we're figuring out what they should be. Should transgender athletes have an asterisk next to their name if they win, right? Because Lia was like number 467 when she competed as a male. Now she's number 1 as a female.
467. So when you competed as a male, you was number 467 and then got into the women's in your first place. I don't know, man. This is crazy. I really don't know what to say because I don't know much about the transgender community. I have nothing against them. I love everybody who walks the earth, every different people, every different race, all that. So I have nothing against them, but I just don't know much about that subject. But I think this is a talk really for already just being like a minute into this video and in this subject. I think this is a talk for the transgender community and the female community. Really, I think the most fair way to do this, man, is really just for them to have their own division. I mean, if you're talking sports, men have theirs, females have theirs, and then so why not put a transgender one? You got one for men who turn into females and females who turn into men.
I mean, it's a tough issue, and I think it's going to be an election issue as well.
And Joe Concha, so Martina Navratilova, a tennis legend, came out and sort of said the exact same thing. She said maybe the solution in the interim is that you say, you're honoring the decisions of these transgender athletes, but you're not negatively affecting those who have worked so hard to get where they are. So maybe you put an asterisk by the name, you reserve medals, you come up with some type of interim solution in the gray area right now, Joe.
That's not a bad idea at all. And if the producers just put up that full screen real quick, if you could, the first full screen showing the 3 swimmers, because that really hits home in terms of the advantage, right, that we're seeing here. And look, my wife is a former Division I athlete. Right?
Yeah, man.
Look at that, guys.
Yeah, man. Nah, that's a big difference. That's a big difference. Bigger lungs, bigger hands, bigger feet. We're talking about swimming. All that is an advantage. You were number 467 in the men's, and you went to number one in the women's. That doesn't seem fair.
And she would tell me about the training regimen that she had to go through in terms of being on the track team at her school, on top of being pre-med. It's just such an overwhelming commitment. And for these girls that are competing, knowing when they go into a competition that they're going to lose because one person they're competing against has a decided physical advantage. It's a whole bowl of wrong.
Yeah,
but if you
man.
criticize this,
That
somehow
is-
you're anti-trans somehow. Of course not. It's just a matter of asking for a level, competitive playing field. And I don't see why that's controversial in any way.
And
I'm with him. I mean, because again, I love every different type of people, everybody that walks the earth, man. You gotta have love for humans, man, and for mankind, in the hope that one day mankind can put aside all this bigotry for one another. So again, man, I have nothing against the transgender community. This is strictly about sports and keeping sports fair. Even if you believe that you are a female, you got an operation done, whatever, your body and the things that concern sports stay the same. Your feet, your hands, your lungs, everything that is for competition. And it just doesn't seem fair, man. But again, this is a talk for the transgender sports players and the female players. So
Chris, we have parents, actually a video of them that spoke with Fox Digital earlier, and they sort of made that same point. They said this isn't really the right place to honor those decisions of transgenders because it's negatively impacting the biological females that have worked so hard. We'll play a bit.
We do not support a biological male swimming in the women's championship meet against females. It is an unfair advantage.
He's a human. We should respect that and what he wants to do with his life. But this isn't the place to do it. It's taken opportunity away from females that have worked very, very hard for a long, long time, even before college, to get in this position. And it's just not right.
So I think it is worth saying again, this is not about a lack of love for transgender community. It's about also honoring who they are and their journey. Maybe either an asterisk or a separate but equal division.
see, a separate division. Males, females, and then transgenders. It's perfect. I think it's fair. And yeah, man, I really believe that at the end of the day, this is a talk for those female competitors and those transgender competitors, because I feel like if the majority of the female players feel like this is unfair, and then whatever the board is for this sport, I don't know if they have a board or a commission, but I think this needs to be a talk with everybody involved. And I do feel like there are more transgender sports players that are coming out every day, and so there needs to be a league for them. There needs to be a division for them. I mean, it's enough of them now. In today, we're living in 2022. It's normal now. So I believe that they also need to have their own league. But again, this is a talk between the females and the transgenders, man. Again, leave a like, a comment, and please subscribe. This is WatchWithBa, and I would just like to know what y'all think. Please leave a comment. But I'm out of here.